Good morning. We live in a strange age, an age of contradictions. On the one side, we have people clamoring from equality, for equity, and then we are enslaved by the myths. And those myths are created specifically to ensure a group remains enslaved and takes a pleasure in that. Not only that, they are so mentally enslaved that they do not broaden their riches. Let's take one of the myths. A myth that has achieved a level of veneration, a level that normally people do not even dare criticize. Let's talk of the motherhood. What is a woman? Is she a walking womb, an empty receptacle, until and unless she gives birth to a child, maybe her biological entity and the destiny of motherhood? Till that is manifested, does she remain incomplete? She does not. I remember what Sartre, the French philosopher, wrote. To beget children, nothing better. But to have them, what? Iniquity. The process of creation is survival for the species of humanity. And to conceive and to give birth is a natural course of events. But to have children in the sense of possession as we possess objects becomes a travesty of nature. And to preserve this travesty, we have given a sort of halo to this myth. One religion says that heaven lies under the feet of the mother. The other venerate mother to the level of gods. And in that way exploit women. They are given a lollipop that you are a mother, so sacrifice for the sake of the mother. Now imagine if really it was so, why the mother only in the human form were so venerated? All animals, all creatures give birth, because again it's a reproduction is a natural process. This is a male engineered hypocrisy and conspiracy. And this conspiracy is enforced and buttressed by religion and social pressure. It objectifies the women and turns them into incubators, incubating machines whose only sole purpose of the life should be to conceive, to bring up children, and ensure that they grow up into earning machines. This exaltation of women in religion and in popular law promotes the one factor only, that the centrality of women's existence is maternity. That is a symbol of her identity, her self-esteem, and social status. And I'm really amazed that the feminists, who are all agog for equality of women, have not seen through this burqa of respectability given to motherhood, which is a major restraint in the equality of man and women. The male always says and tells the women, what shall the people say if the mother is like that, the children will be like that? Why do they forget? that the child can take after even the father, the grandfather, the granduncle, and so on. They forget with impunity the Mendel's law of heredity. You know, if this is a questionable fact, and that's the main reason that in some religions, the woman becomes a reproduction machine, repeating childbirth after childbirth at the cost of her health, her social status, her identity, her entity. And the result is 7+ billion today, going to be 9 billion in a few years. It's a time for you, women, if you want to be real human beings, to come out of this imposed cocoon around you. See through the male conspiracy, and I as a male am telling you that we the males are the most hypocritical creatures in the world. We want you to be ensnared. And what better way to bring out your natural function and exalt it to the level where even we are deceived and accepting as a fact. And of course you are deceived. And you accept it as a fact. And this horrible tradition continues. I am not decrying the need of a mother. I am not in any way impugning the importance. But mother is only important for biological production and for looking after in a way the father should look after as well. But to exalt it to the level of divinity so that you can keep on suffering, keep on being misery for the assumed status of being mother is the worst possible thing that can happen to you. This is the time for you to recognize that you have to broaden your riches, broaden them apart from being a mother. Motherhood is just a biological function. Do it, forget it. But your riches can be broadened in tangible and physical forms. There's nothing being wrong in materially rich, but physical property are good and useful things. But is that enough? There is also need to be rich in mind and heart. If your whole attention is focused on being a mother, your heart may be just 10% of your total life. And that is not enough. You need to have a limitless vision of wholeness, sharing, possession. And that abiding happiness would come to you when you are something else as well, something more than a mother, that is, be yourself. Cut out the constraints that religion has imposed on you, that social norms have imposed on you, that male in their criminal conspiracy to enslave you have imposed on you. Accept it that you are a mother, and that's all. That should not encompass your whole life. You see, you have got to get over that spell that has been cast on you. And once that is over, you can have a limitless vision of wholeness and compassion. And that wholeness, one part, maybe 10%, maybe 15%, is being a mother. You see, we have always been misguided and beguiled by these societal norms which might have their utility at a time, but they are no longer valid. You know, you are under the spell cast by the people that considers you different from others who seek ever sent pleasures, wealth, power at the cost of others. Once you are out from the spells, then you have got liberty to fly, to delve deep, and to broaden the horizons. You know what happened was, in the old times, that the people thought that this was a division of labor. The man was earning, the woman was the sustainer. Not the sustainer, but the protector inside the home, inside the four walls. At that time, to give her some mental solace, to give her some peace of mind, it was necessary to give the women a toy. And what better toy than a child? Then, the child had to be looked after. So women, the mother, became the wet nurse. And when the child grew up, he became the master. So the women's life was under the spell of motherhood, a life of misery and torture. But a torture so designed to make women accept it with happiness. And they also started assuming as being a mother is the be-all and end-all of life. You know, when I see some place, I am always in a state of laughter when I hear the heroine saying, I'm the mother, as if she's revealing some great secret. Well, you are a mother. Father can say, I'm the father. It's a biological fact. But to trumpet it, use it as a weapon to terrorize the children, and by the outsiders to terrorize the women and hold them in slavery, is height of Machiavellian mind, height of foxiness, and height of hypocrisy. This concept of motherhood is just one of the myths which I am taking up. That's not the end. But I want to take it up because it's the most prevalent and deep-seated myth that is accepted both by the exploiter and the exploited. And you would find only those women who have been able to get over that myth of motherhood. They have made a mark in the world for themselves. Don't forget, women, that you are human beings at par with, and maybe in many times cases, better than the male counterpart. But the male is more devious, more cunning, and you are credulous enough to believe in his cunningness masked as a myth creator. You are basically suffering from a syndrome. This motherhood has become from a biological function to a syndrome. And when I see, especially, these South Asians, they have a big halo around being a mother. And the way the society tortures the mother if she is not a mother, and a mother if she becomes a mother. It's a continuous process. So it's incumbent on the women to wake up. In case they want to be real, living, pulsating human beings. In case they want to bloom out and they want their personalities to develop. In case they want to be themselves. I'm not saying don't be a mother, but not only a mother. And don't take it to be a sort of a halo around your head. And as a person who are giving or having some demigod status. No. Motherhood is a biological function. It has to be there. But not an incubator who keeps on keeping the child in the incubator machine. Be like the birds. Give birth, feed them for a couple of days, months, years, or as long as needed. Let them go. Cut the umbilical cords mentally. You know, physical umbilical cord is cut when the child is born. But mentally, intellectually, emotionally, they need to be cut at the appropriate time. And when you don't cut it, then it becomes septic. You become intellectually sterile. You become incapable of being yourself. Get out of the myths. Be yourself. That would be my call for day. Thank you.